How's it going, everyone? So this will be a quick episode, not really a full dev blog, kind of like a half of one. Um, it was supposed to be the emergency side update about like the troopers and MRPD and all that stuff, but I discovered an issue with the clothing and causing issues and crashing. So currently fixing that, which I'll talk about that in a minute as well. So because of that, no video this week. I'm hoping to have the clothing done by the end of this weekend, and you'll see why it's going to take me a little bit because it's a lot to go through, a lot of reskinning and adding textures and stuff for it. But have a little bit we can kind of talk about, and also kind of why it's delayed a little bit on the EMS side, not EMS, emergency side. So some new scripts are added to the Trello board. If you didn't know, scroll down. That's kind of you see when things get added. Is it scrolls down. We really don't like move things up and around on a priority. More or less just gets added to the board and whatnot. And the plan was to go with the Sky Systems police job here and get the whole job bundle that has the ambulance and the mechanic, because all three of these scripts, even their fire one that's out that's not part of it, add more immersion and more stuff to it. One thing like the mechanic adds is where people can sit there and still like catalytic converters and still like the wheels and tires and stuff off vehicles and stuff like that, and that leaves behind evidence that ties into their police job, so the police can investigate those crimes, those sort of things. And then EMS, there's just a lot of like emergency like tools and stuff and different things to kind of like guide the emergency RP, so it's not just like slash me or things like that, because I'm not a doctor. Not everyone in here knows medical terms, so medical RP side is very boring. So with the Sky Systems ambulance, it'll definitely add and kind of fix that gap that's there. But once we get these scripts, we'll definitely talk more about them, because like on the fire job, it was going to take about $300 to probably get all of like the scripts that the fire job does from Sky Systems. So in the end, it's a lot of money up front to get all of these jobs, but in the end, it's also going to save us a lot of money, because what these scripts do, especially on the fire side, will require a lot of single scripts. Like, yeah, there's a lot of resources on the server, but they all serve a purpose. But if we can reduce the amount of resources but still keep the amount of like purpose and stuff that's there, then that's what we're gonna do. But so these will come at a later date. Since we're not getting this police jobs currently, we're gonna still stick with the P scripts police job, which they just had update to V3. So that's what you'll be seeing on the server. Maybe before we go into a beta or something like that, it might switch before then or might switch during it. But currently, P scripts police job, that's what we're going to be using. And we'll still keep their ambulance version as well and whatnot. Other important news, Town Hall is next Saturday, the 15th. So we'll have that. Come in, ask questions. It's going to be like Town Halls previously, but a little more limited scope, but also just pre-development, kind of get your guys' thoughts, ideas, things you want to see. Want to know if certain things are coming back that you liked in Covert Valley, things you didn't like about Covert Valley, and kind of just go on from there and build something that's really good, great, some of the old, more of the new, and just have something in between with all that. But also get to meet the new staff that we currently have and just see what's kind of going on. Gives us a little bit more time to talk than these one-sided devlogs, because more or less you're just watching and I'm talking to a screen. I'd rather be talking to other people and kind of getting ideas and stuff like that from the community. So stop by the town hall next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time Discord. We'll sit there and convert to your time zone and all that stuff, so join the Discord. All the information about these scripts and the Discord will always be in the description as always. So that should pretty much cover all that. That's why another reason the emergency side was delayed, because didn't really know what script we're going to go with. The other thing is, with clothing, let me minimize all this. Accessories I'm not going to have to mess with, but like the armor vest, Legs won't be too hard. But so armor, the jackets, and undershirts are more or less what's going to take me a while, because I got to sit here and I got to reskin everything, which I'm currently, it's 2? Yeah, 2. Currently working on the trooper shirts. It took me a little bit, which is still a little off, but not too bad. The patches getting added, getting the shirts color changed and stuff like that, getting that all set up in Canva and things like that, getting all of that. The patches was going to take me a while to get to line up, but once the first ones are lined up, the rest of them will be pretty much easy to line up as well. So I don't know, that's about all I really got. I mean, this is nothing really too like cool to see, nothing really like to show while doing the clothing rework and all that stuff. Guess one thing I can talk about is not those. I think it's these. Nope. Is it on down? Must be these ones. Yeah. So Thin Line Sanctuary came out with new vest systems. So all these are blank, of course, and they're all the same model. It's just more or less how it fits on your body. But so civilians will be able to have these blank vests as well, even though we have regular vests for civilians. You guys will be able to use these as well. And then I don't know if they're accessories or if they are, I think they're bags. Yeah, they're bags. And then this is where like the gear comes in. So it's like this one has the taser and on it. But if you don't want the taser, like that one has it out, because this will also sync up to the duty belt holster system. So when you pull out the taser, it's going to come out of this holster instead of, you know, the one on your belt. But if you're going to have the taser on the belt, this one doesn't have a taser on it, so you don't have to deal with like the double taser. The only issue with things like this is we don't have like a radio like reach command where you're going to be actually talking on the radio. It's still probably they're going to grab like in the center or like on the shoulder, unless I can find a radio animation where you actually like grab the radio parts themselves. That's just something that's just going to be there. But so all different versions, like this one has a holster or a weapon, so those will work as well. So just adds more customization things, and also I got to go through and reskin all these for the troopers and all that stuff for the colors. But so got a lot of new little clothing items and things like that coming. For like civilian clothing, we went back with our old clothing packs before we closed down Covert Valley, so we'll have all that clothing. There is some new added, but I'm not really messing too much with the civilian clothing until more of you all join and kind of get in here and put your input in on what clothing you want to see and things like that, because you guys would know more or less what you want to wear than I would. More or less I can assume, oh yeah, this looks cool, this looks great, but like at the end of the day, I'm a guy, so I really don't know that much about what like females want and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I'm also going to be wearing the trooper clothing anyways, so I don't have to really worry about it. So look forward to you guys' feedback on clothing on that side of things. But I need to wrap up this video and get back to working on reskinning, because it's going to take me a while. Thanks for all watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.